Okay, this is Wargames 9, and I thought I would kind of based on the WrestleMania 1 main event, where it was Piper and Orndorff against Hogan and Mr. T. But I kind of mixed this up because I put it was Piper Orton Orndorff, and then I added Cowboy Bob's son Randy Orton. So I figured I'd so do staying with the father son theme, and it's kind of a mix of WrestleMania 1 main event and a father son theme. Cody Rhodes and Dusty, and then I put Hogan and Snuka, who are part of the WrestleMania 1 main event against Piper and Orndorff and Orton. I just left out Mr. T because I ran out of spaces. So here we go. War Games 9. So this should be fun. It's the Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob Orton. Yeah, Cowboy Bob. WrestleMania 1 had it was Piper and Orndorff against Hogan and Mr. T, with Jimmy Snuka and Hogan and Mr. T's corner, and Cowboy Bob Orton and Orndorff and Roddy Piper's corner. So it kind of added Randy Orton to make it 4 to the Piper Orton Orndorff, and then well, I'm added. I'll have Cody Rhodes and Dusty in there, father son. Then I added Hogan and Snuka, and kind of a mix there. I could have done. I was debating whether to do Mr. T or I went with Snuka, but Mr. T is was in the main event as well. Just ran out of spots. Muhammad Ali was there. Just if you've never seen the first WrestleMania 1 main event, it's interesting to see. So this is kind of a fun mix-up based on the WrestleMania 1 main event. Of course, Dusty Rhodes was with Jim Crockett at the time and stuff like that, so I kind of just added him and Cody because I had Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob. And here he comes, Dusty. I did the polka. I always loved the polka dot Dusty when he came to WWF, and I get the 80, 89 he came in and did the polka dot thing. It was cool with Sapphire. I don't know if you remember all that, but this is pretty cool. My ninth War Games. I'm having a blast doing these War Games matches. This is great. I'm sure this will be in 2K24, so I'm looking for that. Look forward to having more War Games in 24. Because 2K24 is about 3 months from when I'm recording this. Because it's probably coming out early to mid-March somewhere, in time for WrestleMania 40. Randy Orton hits the RKO, but match can't end until everybody's in there, so it'll just continue. There's Cowboy Bob Orton and his father and son there. Look at this. I got father and son. Got Cody and that's a good tag team I should have. Cody and Dusty against Cowboy Bob and Randy Orton. That's a cool tag team to have. Father and son versus father and son. But yeah, Cowboy Bob was something he had to cast, and he talked. I love his promos, his voice. Randy Orton's father was great with Roddy Piper, and he was Roddy Piper's bodyguard. He called him Ace. And it was good times back then with those guys, and then. Here comes the Hulkster. Those are some fun times around the time of WrestleMania 1 with those guys battling it out. But Cowboy Bob Orton used to do the superplex off the rope. It was especially with all the high flying now, you don't think nothing of it, but at the time it was a big deal to do that. It was pretty cool. Here comes Piper. Yeah, I think the main event of WrestleMania 1 was going to be Hogan versus Piper one-on-one, but Piper didn't want to lose to Hogan, so they ended up with the tag team where Orndorff got pinned. But and I think it was, I don't know if it's true. The Dr. D. David Schultz and Roddy Piper through 1984, the year before WrestleMania 1, were a tag team, and then there was Piper and Orndorff. I think it was Dr. D. David Schultz and Roddy Piper might have been that team at WrestleMania 1, but David Schultz got fired, so like a month before WrestleMania 1, so. It might have been Piper and David Schultz main event in WrestleMania 1. They were a great tag team. Roddy Piper and David Schultz, look them up. And they were tag team throughout 1984 in WWF. They busted open Andre the Giant in Madison Square Garden in a match I don't forget when that was. It was sometime in 1984, but. They were a really cool tag team. A short-lived one, but a really cool one. But yeah, that would have Piper and Schultz main event in WrestleMania would have been, and the War Games Begins would have been cool. We got the bell rings. Here we go. See who wins. So Randy Orton and his father, Dusty and Cody's team there. But yeah, the look up on YouTube Roddy Piper, Dr. D. David Schultz tag team. They were I don't think they didn't have a name, but they were just a cool team. Cool bad guy team at the time. All right, we got everybody's in one ring here. Let's see if no, Hogan just hit Paul Orndorff. Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff used to have some great matches. They had a great feud when Orndorff was trying to win the world title from Hogan in like I don't know '86 or so. That was pretty good stuff. They had I think they fought at a show called The Big Event. That's on I think it's on Peacock. But they had some great matches, Hogan and Orndorff. And Korea Dusty was more related to being in WCW and Jim Crockett and stuff than WWF. But he was in WWF for a little while. It was fun when he was in there. He feuded with Macho Man and stuff. He was actually in a tag team. It's my WrestleMania 6 on the undercard of Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. All right, we got who's gonna win this here? We got a fair good mix into both rings. They seem to lean towards one ring at a time when they're doing these matches. Everybody goes to the same ring. It's very rarely like an even disbursement of wrestlers in each ring. Now everybody's in the same ring again. Rarely you see 4 in one ring and 4 in the other. There's Piper and Snooker. That's a classic feud with the famous coconut incident. When Piper hit Snooker with the coconut. That's it. Oh, Cowboy Bob and Orton's there. Piper, they beat him. That's it. That's the end of Wargames 9. I'll see you at Wargames 10.